Adult Swim is one of those things synonymous with my memories of some of the first anime I've ever watched after Dragon Ball, Naruto, Space Dandy, and the topic of this video, Samurai Champloo. Samurai Champloo is one of my favorite anime of all time. If I were to put it in a category, I would compare it to something like a Paul George or Allen Iverson, where it's just something about that vibe that radiates from the anime and players that can't quite be recreated, only amplified throughout the fan base throughout time. I was listening to the godly music that is lo-fi. Yeah, what you know about that lo-fi? While listening to lo-fi, the ending, Samurai Champloo, came up, and I thought to myself, why the hell not? I'll rewatch this. While I was listening to the ending, ugly crying, I was thinking, I want to make a video of this. So we're here, remembering the vibe anime itself, Samurai Champloo. The story of Samurai Champloo starts when Fu bumps into Mugen and Jin about to get executed. Seeing this, Fu frees them from execution, but in turn, she fakes a coin toss to make them assist her in finding the samurai that smells like sunflowers, that don't smell good at all. Starting a journey across Japan, telling stories of different places, different faces, and problems that these three have to face. Of course, like Space Dandy and Cowboy Bebop, this story is told episodically. I don't even know if that's a word, but I tried. With some stories extended, for some odd reason, people dislike it, but I don't mind. I think this is the best way that this story is told, but to each their own. Of course, this all leads to the stinky samurai that smells like sunflowers. But I'm not about to rob you of a good experience, so it's time to talk about the genius of way of telling a story. That being episodic has always been more than interesting to see, with each of his animes having different settings to tell all sorts of wacky stories through. However, Samurai Champloo's setting, Edo period Japan, which for people who don't like history is set 60 years after the end of Sengoku period, a period in time where Japan found itself, is one that is very restricted compared to Space Dandy and Cowboy Bebop settings, that being the future. Needless to say, this guy somehow pulled off the funniest stories, and there is not a single episode that I think is bad or lackluster. Each of these episodes all have just enough hints toward the characters' backstories and all show us a different side to these characters, with one of my favorite being Baseball Blues, a distraction from the main story stemming from Mugen not wanting to pay a bill, a tale all too true to some of us to this day. However, rather than paying up in labor or sucking up his pride now someone else pay for it, he gets his gang Fu and Jin to play baseball, which means Mugen is a not shit homie. I'm joking, Mugen's cool, but like I said, I like these episodes because of the way it sets a problem or scenario and shows you how these three different people deal with said scenario. The writing is peak, but probably something that everybody remembers to this day is the music. Going back to the all anime vibes, this is one of the best when it comes to anime soundtracks, or just one of the best when it comes to music. 2016 me was just straight up listening to lo-fi every day because of Samurai Champloo. Every single song, every single album is bliss to my ears, and you best believe I was gonna cop a physical copy until I saw on Amazon it was more than $200 to cop all of these. I told my wallet we will hold off until we're a millionaire, but in all seriousness, you could really play these songs in any scenario. Chilling in a car, going on a walk, working out, playing a game, play it over the NBA players highlights, going through some bad times, miss line, I cannot pronounce this, I'm not gonna try to pronounce these names. This is just the true essence of lo-fi. Of course, this music and lo-fi as a whole was birthed by Thank You. One of the things that stuck with me after watching Samurai Champloo was the ending of it all. You see, these three, while being opposites in all aspects, are similar in one: the reluctance to face the past, a problem very real in reality. But by using what they learned on this adventure and the power of, you guessed it, friendship, they face their past. Finally conquer their past in order to face their future, which only leaves one loose end to tie up: their friendship, which is an extension of their past. This must end in order for them to fully move forward, which is what the ending conveys. This, combined with the song that plays, is what caused me to ugly cry and make me appreciate this piece of work much more. Haven't watched Samurai Champloo yet? Bro, go watch it. But for real, Samurai Champloo is a vibe, the originator of the vibe anime. I just thought I'd talk about the greatness of Samurai Champloo. Go watch this anime, please. Peace.